Welcome. You're listening to the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast, creatively engineered by Nicole, the inspiration specialist. I'm Wired to Inspire is a powerfully packed podcast filled with inspiration and encouragement to get you through your day. It's designed to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. Now, stay tuned for your host, Nicole, the inspiration specialist, on today's episode of I'm Wired to Inspire.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast. I am so happy that you guys have joined me. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. It is just so great to be back. I know I've been saying that every day, but I'm happy. I was away for a while and I did not realize how much I enjoyed the podcast until, I had to take a break. And y'all, it wasn't something that I wanted to do, but God was just like, you got to chill. And I kept getting it over and over and over again that I needed to rest. I was burning myself out. So I'm just so grateful to God, and I'm so thankful that you guys are still here with me. And, I didn't say this a lot the first season, but please share and subscribe and let your friends know if anything touches you, if you like it. Download, share, like. Get the word out, guys, if you think it's going to help somebody, because that's what I'm here for. Just trying to do my little part, and I don't know. It's just interesting, y'all, because when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, I had so many different things on my mind. And again, I've been working on stuff over the summer. Even though I wasn't posting, I was still writing down ideas and still, kind of thinking about some of the things that, I wanted to talk about. So, I don't know. It's interesting, y'all, because I think that sometimes we don't realize that even when we're being tested and even when God is taking us through things, it's actually an open book test, right? We don't think about that, because usually when we're in the test, we're constantly thinking about how we can get out of it or how can we pass it or, okay, God, how have I gotten here? I need to fix this, right? But we're not really giving any thought to the fact that we have the word of God and that's where all the answers are, right? Now, of course, we have to live life and we have to apply these things. But at the same time, it is genuinely an open book test. And I remember in school sometimes I would know people that would fail open book tests because it was just too much. Some of them, they didn't even know how to pinpoint and get to the answers. And I know that sounds crazy. Has anybody else ever experienced that? Because I know I have. I've known people to fail open book tests because everything is literally sitting right there in front of them and they just get overwhelmed. Some of them do better knowing that the book is closed and they have to study and save the information. And I think that's what happens with us so many times because we get so caught up in overthinking. And when it's presented right there in front of us, we fumble. How many of us do that? I know I do it. Anybody else? I hope I'm not by myself with that. So many times God can make things so easy for me and I will overcomplicate the mess out that thing. You hear me? I'm over here cutting up, carrying on, crying, don't know what to do with myself. He's like, just open it up. Like it's an open book test. I got you. In fact, not only is it an open book test, but you could ask me questions during the test. Okay, he's even better than a regular open book test because you can't ask the teacher questions. He or she is like, hey, just take the book, figure it out. You got an hour, do your thing. But the Lord is like, listen, you'll have an hour, but guess what? I'll give you the Bible. I'll give you my word. And you could ask me. You can consult me all through the test. You can actually consult me for all the answers. But how many times we go through our day, y'all, and we don't even do that. We don't even realize that. And I think one of the things that can really set us free and cause us to go to another level in our faith is when we realize that we don't have to have all the answers because the answers are already set up for us. The problem is accessing the answers. The next problem is taking it for granted because the answers are just sitting there. Y'all know what it is. We work harder for things that we want. But it's almost like we could not care less about the things that we need. We'll blow all our money on something we want and count the pennies after to take care of the need. Yeah, you'll go get the dress, but the bill not paid. You know what I'm saying? Or You literally take an opportunity that may cause you to look good or cause you to get a little name recognition. But the thing that you maybe actually need to do, maybe that family event or maybe that thing you need to be a part of, you don't do it because you're thinking about the thing that you want. And that's what I want you to keep in mind today. That's what I want you to marinate on as you are going through this day and this week, actually. I want you to think about it. Like, seriously, give it some thought. Really take some time. Think about how many times you know you have been in a test and you've had an open book, but you did not consult that book. You might have went to the phone before you went to the throne. You may have consulted your friends before you've done anything else. How many times have you done that? Because here is the thing you want to remember. Moving forward in this season, if you have not caught up yet, catch all of the new podcasts that started last week. You got to understand that we are in a new season. And as we riding out this new season throughout the end of this year, going into the next year, you have to make sure you have your heavy artillery. You have to make sure that you are in full awareness of what your gifts are and that you are in an open book test. So you are destined to win. But you can prolong that and you can delay that if, one, you act like it doesn't exist, or number two, you clearly are inundated with the fact that it's just not right there in front of you. Y'all, even when we have the book, we still have to read. We still have to research. We still have to highlight. We still have to take notes. Don't get it twisted. Just because it's an open book test, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do anything. Faith without works is dead, y'all. But the fact that we have an open book and many of us do not utilize it, that's speaking volumes. So I hope this takes some scales off someone's eyes today so that you can understand you have the answers. It's all about your perception. It's all about your perspective. If you don't think that you can get it, then you're not. If you say it's A, then it's A. If you say it's B, then it's B. Because it's up to what you're thinking. It's up to what you utilize. So I can say all day long that you're in an open book test and you can, the answers are right there. You just have to find them. But if that's not something you believe or receive, I can't make that true for you. I just know the reality is that everybody has that same option and we all have to decide and choose if we want to utilize it or not. It's just that simple. So I hope that you are encouraged. And remember, when you feel like the walls are caving in, when you feel like you're being tempted, because you know the enemy tempts and God tests. So if you feel like you're being tempted, go to your open book, because not only you can pass the open book test when God is testing you, but more than anything, you can use the contents in that open book to destroy the enemy when he tries to tempt you. So you're really doing double. You got double the blessing there. So definitely keep that in mind. And remember, y'all, just remember this. As long as you use the open book, as long as you take what's in it, you're going to always win. The only way you don't win is if you do not utilize what God has already given you. I'm wired to inspire. I hope you are too.
Thanks for listening to I'm Wired to Inspire podcast at I'mWiredToInspire.com. If you enjoyed the show, spread the word and be sure to hit the 5-star rating on iTunes. For more information on this podcast and inspirational products and services, log on to I'mWiredToInspire.com. And remember to live your authentic purpose. Thanks again and see you next time.